Welcome back, everybody, to more Katawa Shoujo with me, Millbee, and yeah, man, I've recorded a lot of these today. I'm sorry if they get worse. When I record a lot of stuff in a row, it tends to not be as great, but I'm really into this right now. So, anyway, last time we had started drinking with these three ladies, and yeah, let's get into it, shall we? Let's find out what's gonna happen. Wine. The wine is flowing. The wine will flow red this night. Here's to Hanako and something else. What did he say? Here's to Hanako and Lily's trip. I'm sorry. Here's to Hanako and Lily's trip. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers. All right, love. Cheers.
That's Akira's voice.
Cheers.
Cheers. After the traditional raising of the glass, we all take sips of the pale yellow liquid. It's nothing like the stuff I've had in my parents, with the fruitiest of the flavour almost entirely hiding the taste of alcohol. Maybe this is what proper wine is supposed to taste like. Then again, it's possible that Akira just chose a wine which would be suited to our taste, since none of us are used to alcohol yet. Or at least, I hope none of us are. What do you mean? What's that supposed to mean? We're all party animals here. This isn't too bad. I was expecting something harsher. Oh, that reminds me of that girl I was going out with. I don't know what you call it. She had this dad that used to make his own wine, and he made this really good wine. It was really fruity. There was no, like I was saying before last time, the aftertaste, this like dry aftertaste that I don't like in wine. That's the only thing I don't like about wine, is the aftertaste that comes with it. This wine had zero aftertaste, and it tasted like no alcohol, and it was strong as shit. I drank that stuff without even realizing how much I was drinking, and basically like floored myself. It was the best wine I've ever had, and it makes me want to make my own wine, which I think I will do at some point. This isn't too bad. I was expecting something harsher. Something harsher?
If you hadn't liked it, I'd have had a few other varieties you could have chosen from.
You sound like you know your stuff when it comes to wines.
Only a bit. I'm a more of a beer kind of person. What? I'll have the drinking side down pat, though.
As if to prove her point, she refills her glass before bringing it to her lips and flicking her head back. Hanako and I silently watch as the whole glass disappears down Akira's throat. I can't decide whether to be impressed or put off, but I certainly don't have any urge to imitate the act. Ah, what is this? Kind of girl there, just getting straight into it. Lily grimaces. That reminds me of my friends right now. Lily's grimaces slightly as her sisters boast. I note that she is sipping from her glass as she does so, though. Anyway, now that Akira's gift has been opened...
What? My name's Akira. This is my sister.
She's been opened and sampled. Shall we move on to ours? Gifts? That's right. We got you presents. It's your birthday after all. Saying birthday now just makes me go like, oh no. This is from me. Lily pulls up the carefully wrapped doll from under the table and passes it to Hanako. Hanako handles the present as if it was glassware, carefully turning it over to remove the tape that binds the wrappings. Oh, I hope she likes my present. Eventually the paper falls from the doll, revealing the emerald green of the doll's dress. It's beautiful. I'm not sure what reaction I was expecting from Hanako. The near total lack of dolls in her room made me think that she didn't care about them, but the look in her eyes now is something different. She turns the doll around with the same delicacy she afforded the wrapping, as if she was expecting it to fall apart in her hands. I'm glad you like it. Hisao picked it out, to be honest. Hanako suddenly remembers that she is not alone in the room and shifts her focus from the doll. Yes, I like it. Thank you, Lily and Hisao. Actually, I got you something else. I reach into my bag and remove the wrapped chess set. Oh, I hope you like it. Here, happy birthday. Hanako carefully sits Lily's doll next to her and opens my present with the same care that she showed Lily's. Before long, the checkered squares on the chessboard are visible, and Hanako gently runs her fingers across the card's surfaces. Oh! Almost by accident, she triggers the catch to the lid, startling herself in the process. She opens it and retrieves one of the grey pieces. She seems as absorbed in the chess piece as she was in the doll before. Oh, she's generally like... generally like... Ooh. She's either really good at feigning interest or she's genuinely enamored by it. They're coral. Natural coral. And dyed. So I'm told. Thank you, Hisao. No problem. It's your birthday after all. Oh. That's right. My birthday. Oh. Once again, Hanako's reaction seems a little off, but she carefully closes the board lid. I notice Akira's smile beginning to look very strained. I wonder if she knows anything about what happened in class, given that she seems to be treading on eggshells around Hanako. I'll have to play with you again sometime. I'll have to play you again. I'll have to play you again sometime. Like a fiddle! Sorry. I'll make sure I'll play you first. Okay. She takes the doll she receives from Lily and holds it to her chest, together with the small chessboard putting the piece on top. The act seems to settle her down somewhat, and we just sit in silence for a while. I think it's one of the few times I've seen her genuinely happy, cradling the friendship of two people to her chest as tightly as she can. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Hisao. In the process of thanking us, Hanako drops the chess piece and fumbles a bit in her rush to retrieve it. Once she finds it, Hanako puts the chess set down and nervously gulps at her wine, as if the real world suddenly rushed back into her consciousness as fast as her fastest escape from it was in a glass. Uh-oh. Hey, easy there, you shouldn't drink it that fast. It's a party, Hisao. Yeah, come on, Hisao. God, this right now, me and Hisao, we are miles apart. I'd be like, woo! I'd be obnoxiously loud. Like, oh yeah, a party! Woo! Let's do the funnel. Who wants to go upside down? Upside down funnel? Anybody? Anybody? God, this guy's such a party poop. Despite saying this, there's a slight concerned edge to her voice. Eventually, acquiescing, Lily proceeds to follow Hanako's lead, though not as eagerly. She looks to be taking small sips from her glass and letting the wine settle on her tongue before swallowing. I decide this is probably the best approach and do the same myself. Ah, what is this? What is this? What is this? No! I disagree. I would rewrite this script entirely by here. Since this is some kind of going away party for you as well, I hope you enjoy your trip at least a little, Lily. Hopefully your aunt will be okay. I hope your aunt is okay too, Lily. Lily and I are slightly taken aback by Hanako's fervour to wish Lily well. Despite her own familial situation, I'm a little impressed. My, thank you both. I'm sure I'll have to convey your thoughts to my family when I meet them. Yeah, they don't know or care who we are.
Well, I'll be fine in the end, Lily. Don't worry about it. You'll all be fine in the end, Lily. Don't worry about love.
Since the room's mood has become noticeably more sullen, I decide to try and move things like... Oh my god, if Akira's in Lily's story, that is going to be awesome. I get to do that voice more. Well then, shall we start on the cake? My tentative suggestion has the intended effect. Everyone lightens up considerably. Yes, please. Cake? I didn't even know there was any cake. He's like, yeah, sorry about that. I picked one up before I came along with some snacks. Well done, Hisao. At least one of us remembered to bring one. Everyone seems to welcome the distraction, so I retrieve the cake from my bag and missed the last of that sentence. And start cutting it up. In the egg. Mixing wine and chocolate cake isn't something that I thought would work well. Wine works with like most things. But none of us seem to mind. Conversation is temporarily suspended till we start to eat. That was supposed to be drinking, not like forcing a penis. As I was initially wary of this idea, after Hanako's panic attack, I expected the worst from tonight. But I think Lily's idea of giving her good memories of her birthday is working. That and also having it shared with her going away party. From Hanako's reaction to her gifts, I can tell she was really appreciative. Hanako tries to pour herself another glass of wine, but ends up spilling some on the table. Oh, someone can't handle their drink. She's had a couple by now, so considering that she's never had alcohol before, it's no wonder if she's feeling a bit lightheaded. She's just like, oh, I was going to pour a little bit of wine. I'm not as faint as you drunk I am. Fuck you, I'm drunk. Fuck you. I'm drunk. Drunk you, I'm fuck. Sorry, Lily. I didn't mean to mess. Don't worry, I got it. Oh, hello. Where's this going? I'd be like, I'll stand back and enjoy this a minute. Lily pauses, reaches sideways, and gently takes the fussing Hanako in her arms, giving me pause. It's okay, Hanako. I'm just happy you're here. Hanako gives only a faint nod in response. It's fitting, I suppose, that Lily would be the one to support her like this. I have no idea what Hanako would be like if she hadn't. Seeing the two like this makes me appreciate the fact that I'm privy to such an intimate moment. Even Akira can't help but smile. It's like, I should really be like, oh, it's kind of nice. She's like mothering her, and I'm like, how's this going? Oh my! I sit there while they're hugging. I slowly push a bottle of wine in between them. You should drink some more. I never would have thought I'd managed to find new friends so quickly, and I'm all the more thankful that of all the people, these two are the two I befriended. They slowly break off from one another, Hanako regaining herself somewhat, while I quickly get myself back on task. I find a towel among Lily's tea set and start mopping up the spillage. By the time I finish, however, Hanako and Lily have managed to uncork the other bottle and have topped off their glasses. I was getting into this. I'm getting into this.
Looks like you're enjoying the wine then. Just don't go too crazy with it after this, mind.
We all dutifully nod and agree. Her reminder feels a bit silly, given that she's the one supplying the underage people with the alcohol. Oh, Lily's getting... Hanako getting drunk. Isn't Akira, like, in work still? She's going, I don't fucking care. Nah. The second glass of wine goes down a lot quicker than the first, and before any of us notice, the second bottle is empty. While Akira is helping us finish them off, Hanako looks to be almost equaling her in the amount she's had. My head feels a little like, oh, I'm so dizzy. But I think I've managed to gauge my own tolerance surprisingly well. Oh man, bigger man, I have no gauge of my tolerance. It's just like, I'll just go until I pass out most of the time. Which is not always the best, to be honest with you. Unless it's like a casual drink. If we're out, and all of us are out, it's what we all end up doing. I was like that when I first started. I was really bad. I had no idea of my limit. I have way better now. I usually know what my limit is now. I tend to ignore it most of the time. I think it's a pretty safe bet that she hasn't moderated herself as well as I. Oh, sorry. Tolerance rate. Hanako smiles lazily, toying with her doll's hair. Yeah, there you go. I think she's safe bet to say she hasn't moderated herself as well as I. I don't think it was Hanako's intention to get this drunk, but it seems that the alcohol hit her all at once. She has a very light frame, something which wouldn't help her handle her booze well either. Lily cradles her glass, running a finger around the rim. Her cheeks are rosy, but she's managing to avoid looking woefully drunk. Akira is, as I somewhat expected, largely unaffected. She's just like, whatever, man. I'm gonna go have a few shots of vodka, you know. Her smile might be a little wider than before, though, maybe. Hanako suddenly hiccups and accidentally knocks over the doll. I think I should maybe go to bed. Thank you, Hisao. Thanks, Lily. And Akira. She slurs Akira's name pretty hard, barely avoiding breaking out into a giggle midway, though. She's completely plastered. And I can't decide whether I should feel a little bad or not for being amused at the state she's in. It's funny. Akira. It really is bizarre to see her acting so carefree. A shame that's only with the help of alcohol. Uh-oh, here comes a dependency.
Here, let me give you an hand. Let me give you an hand.
Akira begins to get up to help Hanako out. But she's stopped when Lily gives a sharp cough. So, would you please? Oh, what's she doing there? Kira looks a little surprised, and I have to admit that I am as well, but I don't mind the request at all, let alone when it's said with such a smile. It just comes rather unexpectedly. Sure, no problem. I pick up the chess set and help Hanako stand up. I do feel somewhat responsible for her, oh god, I think I see where this is going. Considering that other than Akira, I'm probably the most sober person in the room. She nurses the doll in one hand and offers me the other. We stumble out of the door into the hallway. No. We stumble out the door and into the hallway and into Hanako's room. Hanako bumping into me a number of times on the way. I've been drunk enough to know where this is going. Inside the room, I flick on the light as Hanako turns her attention towards a shelf on her dresser. An elegant doll sitting on it, staring into the bare room. There you go. You'll be safe in here. Oh god, that's creepy. Hanako gingerly places the doll next to the other one and straightens its dress. They sit in silence, hair and clothes perfectly arranged, just like the teapot in Lily's room. These serve as a distinct contrast to the dull whites and grey that permeate her bedroom. If this is going where I think it is going to go... it's going to be far less romantic than I imagined for this game. It's going to be just really just like... drunk sex. Satisfied that her dolls are only the two real possessions are safe, Hanako takes a step back and stands up, staggering severely. I step forward to catch her if need be, but she regains her balance without my help. For a while, both of us stand in silence as Hanako looks downwards towards the cupboard. After a minute ago, she begins to sway from side to side. It's very off-putting. Are you gonna be alright? Hanako raises her head and turns around to me, as if she's only just remembered that I'm also in the room. What's unexpected is that she takes 2 steps towards me and wraps her arms around my body, her head coming to rest against my chest. Oh my. I can feel my heart beating as all of my senses feel like they're coming alive again, after that deadening through the previous drinking. The smell of wine on her breath, the feeling of her fingers from my clothing, the scent of her hair underneath my chin. My hands remain out in front of me, not daring to touch her. The temptation is there to hug her, to embrace her, to tell her everything will be fine. This feels wrong. Really, really wrong. It's fine. You've had drinks as well. It's fine. Hanako. But I want to stay with you and Lily. Okay, there's a point where you're like... there's a point where you're like... Hanako's slurring reminds me a bit of Misha. She probably wouldn't be too pleased to hear that. You know, I can't. You're a guy, you're a girl, and I'm a guy after all, and Lily needs to sleep. She gives a disappointed groan. It's so strange for her to act so forward. Don't worry, I'll see you again tomorrow, okay? I decide to rest a hand on her head to reassure her, deciding that this is as far as I'll allow myself to go in terms of physical contact with her while she's in this state. Hanako's head nuzzles against my chest. It makes me feel all the more uneasy with the situation, and as her arms tighten around my back, I quickly decide to bail out. Wuss. I rest my hands on her shoulders and give her a firm but gentle push. Her grip tightens a little as I do, but she eventually breaks off. I don't want you to go. Hanako, please. Akira and Lily are going to start thinking weird stuff if I take too long here. It's perfectly true, too. I really don't want to take any chances. I feel very uncomfortable right now. Man, he is like a million miles away from me for this whole scene. I'm feeling so disconnected from Hisao right now. I shouldn't try to read into anything in the way she's acting right now. I read that aside from alcohol lowering inhibitions, people can react to getting drunk in many different ways that don't necessarily reflect their reality. It's fine. It's fine! And even without that, there are plenty of ways to interpret what she's saying. As long as she's safe, I'm going to try and get out of her room as soon as possible. You could have just stayed with her and let her pass out. See what? That probably what I would have done. I probably would have sat there and be like, okay. And then just wait until she inevitably passed out because she's too drunk. And then just be like, and then put her to bed and go. Hanako hiccups again, looking a right mess as she stands and looks downcast in the center of the room. Her personality changed as she drank more and more, and now, all alone in a room with me, her previous brightness seems to have left her. Was she just acting upbeat to make sure we didn't worry? Even if she was, what could I possibly do for her, since I do the exact same thing in regards to my own condition? Distancing myself from my thoughts, I eventually managed to corral Hanako towards her bed, though her attempts to tame the wild sheets on it end up accomplishing little. Sorry about tonight, Hanako. I know you probably won't remember any of this, but happy birthday. I'm sorry I couldn't do more for you. She looks up at me for a moment. I have no idea if what I actually said got through to her, but any chance to ask her is lost as her eyes peacefully close. I sigh in relief before quietly backing away from her and leaving the room, flicking the light switch off as I go. I hesitate a little before opening the door to Lily's room again. Quickly rehearsing what I should say if I questioned about Hanako. After a few seconds, I still can't come up with anything. I open the door and make sure to close it behind me, lest any passing students catch a glimpse of the wine before turning my attention to the two girls at the low table. Akira's casually smiling, as is Lily. I welcome the change from the mood in Hanako's room. Is that you, Hisao?
No, it's Brian.
Yeah, I got Hanako to bed. She's sleeping now. That's good. I have to admit, I hadn't thought that she'd drink quite so much.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, she's all safe and tucked up in bed now, the way she is.
She awkwardly trails off, though Lily and I would hardly protest. For someone so anxious and fearful, drinking would give an easy out for those constant feelings. I wish I could do more for her. I feel useless. Looking at Lily, I think back to what I asked myself in town. My relationship with her is that of a friend, and has only ever felt that way, but now I think I know why. Lily's been there for both Hanako and me since I first met her. But she's like that for everyone, trying to do her best to make them feel better. With that in mind, then what's the bond between me and Hanako? After rescuing our relationship following the panic attack, I inadvertently triggered during class. I feel like we're back to being friends, but she's on my mind more and more. She might have been drunk, but right, there was something there. I can't say I view any other girl in quite the same way, but maybe it's just a normal reaction to someone acting like this. This guy's annoying the shit out of me now. Say, Akira! She yawns before looking at me. It's getting pretty late. You know what happened with Hanako, don't you?
Yeah, Lily told me. I negotiated pretty hard for a break so I could come down and help make her birthday a little brighter. We got along pretty well.
I love that voice. It's surprising to hear that from someone as extroverted as her. But if Hanako came to know her through Lily, maybe she had time to get used to Akira.
And on that note, I better get going. I'm already going to be late as it is.
But it's already so late.
Sorry, we got a bunch of work dropped on us, so overtime it is.
That voice is so fun. She levers herself up with a grunt and heads past me towards the door. Just before she leaves, she turns back towards us.
You haven't forgotten about the time for the flight and all the rest.
Don't worry, I have everything ready. It's just a matter of packing when it gets closer to the time to leave.
Atta girl. I'll see you guys later then.
With that, even the way she speaks, fits the voice. And with that, she disappears through the door with her hand held high in farewell. And now just me and Lily drinking. Your sister is, something, alright. I probably should have thought that comment through before saying it. Regardless, Lily seems quite amused at my appraisal. You okay after all that drinking? Not wasted and just hiding it well? I assure you, I'm quite alright. I can moderate myself. You seem quite self-possessed as well, if I do say so myself. Yeah, well, I guess your moderation applies to me as well.
Pussy.
With a little hesitation, I take a seat at the table in front of Lily. I want to address this directly, if for no other reason than to settle my own thoughts. I've been meaning to ask this, but it took me a while to make up my mind. do you have any idea about what triggered that panic attack? I gathered it was something to do with her birthday, but I don't know anything more. Even Akira was being really careful around her, so I assume she knows as well. Lily's smile drops, the gaiety of the birthday party now well and truly over. To be honest, I'm not sure of all the details myself. Hanako told you that she was in a house fire. She told me as much after we met and spent a lot of time together. Other than that, she quite simply never told me. She never told you? Assuming the worst, what does she have to look back upon? A life of isolation, and possibly even the death of her family? Maybe even going as far as blaming her existence for their deaths? Even thinking about what little I know of Hanako's past is bleak. To have lived through all that, and to live on with those memories, must be infinitely worse. Lily looks similarly depressed, but I can see her rebuild at some of her composure before my eyes. I get the feeling that both of us are talking more frankly than we might otherwise do, thanks to the wine. But it feels like just talking this out is a good thing anyway. I feel kind of helpless about it when it's put like that. What can I possibly do for her? I'm not wholly sure what I should tell you. I should tell you this, but Hanako told me you visited her the day after we both went to check on her. I must admit that I did not predict she would take such a step so quickly after what happened, nor did I expect you to. I think it was a nice gesture on your part. It wasn't much, really. It's just times like this, I sometimes think it would be better if we never had to leave Yamaku, or at least this town. Things are so much easier without others around. I didn't expect Lily to look quite so troubled at what I say, and for a while she looks lost in thought. She moves to speak, but stops herself as soon as she does, and rethinks. It's a bit off-putting. Tell me, do you have anything planned for Friday evening? Friday evening? No. Isn't your flight to Scotland the next day? I don't think it'd be a good idea to tire yourself out before you even get there. Got a flight, you can sleep on the flight. I'll be alright. I'll be alright, you needn't worry about me. I do this tomorrow evening, but I imagine Hanako will be feeling rather off for a while. The thoughts of how she's going to be tomorrow makes me grimace. Oh, that'd be funny. A mix of extremely introverted and hangover. Maybe we should count our blessings that she didn't end up simply throwing up from drinking so much while having such a low tolerance. Well, I'm going to be able to attend whatever you're planning. What is it? Nothing unusual, I assure you. Just a little excursion. And you better be off, Hisao. I can't imagine it's long at all until curfew is here. Oh, damn, curfew. I'd completely forgotten. I look at the clock next to Lily's bed, but it seems to be some oddity without written numerals, which I suppose makes sense given Lily's condition. Not wanting to risk a haughty security patrol giving me a scolding, I get up and decide to go to my dorm as she says. Well then, I guess I'll see you and Hanako tomorrow, assuming that both of you manage to get up in the morning. Thank you for your concern, Hisao. Until then. You drunks. With that, I make my way out of the door and into the hallway. I hope her idea will be a good one. You lush. Ain't no lush. Hanako is a lush. Oh my. What I'm drinking here, this ain't water. This is vodka. The hammering of a fist against the door feels like a nail being pounded into my head. Once, twice, 3 times, I let a long, annoyed breath and bear it while pressing my eyelids shut, furtively hoping for whoever it is to just go away. I feel pretty damn awful. What? Wow. This guy cannot handle nothing. My face feels like it's cast out of lead, my arms feel heavy, and I feel very queasy. It's been like this since I woke up half an hour ago, and I can't summon the energy to pick myself out of bed. So, this is what they call a hangover. He's like, oh my god, I had 2 glasses of wine, I'm so hungover. I wonder if perhaps this is the best treatment for teenagers who desperately want to try drinking as a way to feel like an adult. Considering how unpleasant this is, it's not something I want to repeat. And yet, we do it all the time. I do that every time. I'm like, oh, I never want to feel like this again. And then I'm like, I'll do it. And then next Saturday, I'm like, yay! And then I wake up on Sunday, I'm like, Saturday, yeah! Sunday, In uni, I used to be able to just be like, Sunday, I used to be able to be like, yeah, and then carry on. Then Monday, be like, and then yeah, and just carry. I don't know how I did that in uni. I was a robot, man. A series of thumps rings out again, reverberating around the small room. I wish they'd just give up already. I have no intention of getting out of bed for them. Seconds pass, turning to minutes, since no more knocks are coming from the door. Whoever it was must have left, thank goodness. I just answered the door. Looking to my clock, the time when I really should think about getting dressed and ready for class is approaching. I can't think I manage it, though. I hate cutting class, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get much done at this rate. Oh, man. So much of that in uni. Just like being hungover, being like, yeah, today is not a day for uni. Go back to sleep. I can tell I look like a mess without needing to look in the mirror to confirm it, too. The morning rush is giving me enough time to stand outside the classroom for a little while without looking too suspicious. I hope that Muto doesn't ask any awkward questions about my not attending school yesterday. I was sick, that much is true. It's just the reason for it that I have to hide. Confident I can get by with a tactical omission of certain truths, I stride into the classroom doing my best to appear normal. The instant I open the door, I take a single step in, I can feel a dozen eyes looking at me. There's no way I'm imagining this. They're not even making any attempt to hide it. My eyes take a quick sweep around the classroom, and I spot Hanako. We make eye contact momentarily before she looks down and stares very hard at her desk. Did she spill the beans? Oh god. Muto may be okay as far as teachers go, but underage drinking on campus is not exactly something that would be taken lightly. I looked at him with trepidation. Feeling better today? Yeah, thank you. He motions for me to take my seat, my legs feeling like sticks as they carry me there. This is going to be a long day. As soon as the lunch bell rings, I'm on my way to Hanako's desk to ask what's going on. Hanako, did you tell... She looks at me and shakes her head. That's a big relief. It's just... Well, hello there, Hichan. Nice to see you again today. Oh, no. And I'm going to stop there because fucking Cat Eyes is there. I'm going to find out next time what happens. Who knows? Cat Face is there. Oh my god, that cat face is creepy. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I have been Millbee. This has been Katawa Shoujo. And I will see you next time. Goodbye. What have you done? What have you done?